Hi everyone. Hopefully your preparation is going well. These are the questions we are going to try in today's episode. If you have tried these questions, then go ahead and watch the solutions and discussion related to it, which will be starting right away. And if you have not tried it, we'll recommend you to try it once before you watch the solutions. Before we start today's discussion, let me take a moment to introduce some fascinating courses at Mathoratory. Simply visit our website and check the plethora of options that we provide for CAT, GMAT, and other aptitude test preparation. We strongly believe in providing flexibility and convenience to students as per their requirements. Very recently, we have launched our live workshops for CAT and OMETS, which will be conducted every Sunday from 25th of April 2021. Every area of testing will be dealt in these live sessions. It will also include strategy sessions and special workshops on top MBA entrance tests for Indian B schools. In each of the workshops, we will provide live tests as well as live analysis of those tests for the specific topic which is being discussed in that workshop. Instead of purchasing the entire bundle, initially we are offering the option to register yourself for a single workshop. Just visit the workshops page under our courses and scroll down to get the option to register for the very next workshop that is going to be conducted. Let's now continue with today's video and have an enjoyable preparation ahead. We have a train which is 180-meter long, crossing a platform which is 120-meter long, and it crosses in 20 seconds. So whenever one object is crossing another object, the total distance that the object has to cover will be the sum of the lengths of the two objects. So effectively in this scenario, this train has to cover 300 meters in order to cross the platform. It has to cover its own length as well. So the speed can be very easily figured out. So that is 300 by 20, and that will be what, 15 meter per second. So this is for the first train or something. There are two trains out here. Another train traveling at the same speed. So train 2 also has the same speed. So speed is again 15 meter per second. Crossed an electric pole in 10 seconds. So again, the same idea. So when it crosses, it is crossing its own length plus the length of the electric pole. Now the electric pole is having a negligible length, right? It will be a upright thing. So the length is basically this thing. So that is negligible. So effectively what we are looking for is crossing its own length. So this distance that it will cover in 10 seconds is effectively the length of the second train. So this is the length of the second train. Now, the question is asking for how much time will they cross each other if they're traveling in opposite direction. So when they're traveling in opposite direction, the relative speed will be sum of the speeds, right? So this has a speed of 15, this also has a speed of 15. So the relative speed of these two trains will be 30 meter per second. And the distance that they have to cover will be the sum of the lengths of the two trains. So the first train is 180-meter long. We already knew that. And the second train is 150-meter long, which we figured out. So that gives us a total of 330 meters with a speed of 30 meter per second. It should take 11 seconds to cross. So that should be the answer for this question. So we have a person buying 12 shirts and then labeling them with the same price. So let us say this price is the marked price or something. This is the label price, list price, whatever. He sells 8 shirts initially at 20% discount on the labeled price on this MP. Then he sells the remaining 4 shirts at an additional 25% discount on the discounted price. So this 25% discount is like a successive discount that is happening. I am not going to utilize the successive change because in this question, we have been given the total selling price that he has accrued. He gets a total of rupees 2112 and then makes a 10% profit. So let me just play around with numbers. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to assume the mark price of these shirts, each of the shirt that is. So this is for each shirt. So for each shirt, the mark price, I'll just assume it to be 100 or something. So if I do that for 8 of the shirts, the selling price is 80 rupees, right? Because he's giving a 20% discount on this 100. So that gives him a total selling price, or that should have given him a total selling price of 640. And the remaining 4 shirts, he gives a 25% discount on this 80 rupees. So 25% on this 80 rupees is 20 rupees further discount. So that is giving us a selling price of 60 rupees each. So therein he generates a total selling price of 240 bucks. So this gives him a total selling price of 880 according to our numbers, right? So this was our assumption that each MP is 100. But this value has been actually provided. He gets a total of rupees 2112. So this is the total SP that he actually accrued, right? So let us just relate this number here. So 880 has to be translated to 2112. So what will be this MP or something? Because if you remember, if you read the question, makes a 10% profit, okay. The question is asking for if he gives a 10% discount, if he gives a 10% discount, so that is overall, right? His percentage profit would have been. So I'm just focused on finding the actual MP and the actual CP. So if I can figure it out, my job is done. So total SP 880 has to be scaled to 2112. So just check this out. I mean, 880, you can obviously see it's a multiple of 11. And even 2112, this 2 plus 1 and 1 plus 2 should be same, right? So let me divide both sides by 11 first of all. So 80 will be corresponding to 192, right? And if 80 corresponds to 192, 20 should correspond to one fourth of that. So that will be 48. And 100 will correspond to 240. So now we get the actual MP. So this thing is the actual MP, right? Just revising once again. This is what we assumed the actual MP to be, and that is what we got. 100 is corresponding to 240. You can take variables and all as well. You'll get the same thing. So actual MP is 240. This is obtained. The other thing that I require is the actual CP. That is what we are looking for. Now, we know that this 2112 SP is giving him a 10% profit, right? So what is his total CP? So if I think about the total CP, that will be 2112 upon 1.1 because there's a 10% profit out here. So if you divide this, see, we already divided this 2112 by 11 to get 192. So divided by 1.9, sorry, 1.1, this should be 1920. So this should be the total CP. But this actual MP is of each shirt, right? So let me get the CP of each shirt. So CP of each shirt should be 1920 upon 12 because he bought 12 shirts, right? So that would be 160 bucks. So you're getting the total each shirt CP and each shirt MP. Now we can figure out whatever we require. So let's get back to the question again. He gives a 10% discount. So if he gives a 10% discount on this, the SP would be 240 minus 24, which is 216. And if the SP of each shirt is 216 and the CP of each shirt is 160, so he's gaining a 56 rupees out of 160, right? Now 56, you can break it down as 48 plus 8, where this 48 is 30% here and 8 is basically 5% here. So 30% plus 5% will give me 35%. So that is option B. Okay, so this is a question in which if you do not forget the objective, if there are a lot of data pointers, but if you do not forget the objective, you will never lose track of what you need to figure out. So when I'm reading this question, yeah, there are two colleges, 500 more students in Y than in X. So I'm just keeping a check of whatever has been provided. Then we say then it has been mentioned the ratio of boy to girl in X, boy to girl in Y. Then the ratio of number of science, humanities, and commerce students in X and Y is given. Then this is the most crucial information. The number of humanities students in both colleges is same. So as soon as I read this, I know that I have a way to combine these two ratios. So let me just chart this out. So for X and for Y, we have these three streams, science, humanities, and commerce. So in the X, we have these three in 2 is to 5 is to 3. So I'm just not writing the is to, I'm just writing the numbers here. So 2 is to 5 is to 3 ratio. And why we have 2 is to 3 ratio. Now, since the question tells us that humanities have to be equal, so effectively, I just need to equate this 5 and 3, right? But I cannot just equate these two. I have to adjust the same thing on each of the numbers. So I'll just multiply 3 to all these numbers here. And I'll just multiply 5 to all these numbers here. So I just made the humanities thing equal. So I hope you can see it's 15 on both the sides. So just get the total now because remember that there was this data 500 more students in Y than in X. So just get the total according to these numbers. So 2 plus 5 plus 3 is 10, into 3 is 30, and 2 plus 3 plus 3 is 8, into 5 is 40. So according to our numbers, there's a difference of 10, but we need to have a difference of 500, right? So I need to further scale it by 50. Now don't do this adjustment to all of this. I mean, ideally we need to multiply 50 everywhere here. But remember, the question is asking for how many girls are there in the two colleges combined. So our focus point is only the girls. I don't care about how many science students, humanity students, and so on we have. So I just need the total value. So this multiplied by 50, I'll just multiply it to these two numbers. So that just the total, that's it. So the total of X is basically 1500, 15 to 30 that is, and total of Y is 2000, right? Now look at the girls part. So both of these ratios that were mentioned, this 3 is to 2 and 4 is to 1, we have boys to girls, right? So the girl is the second part. So if you look at the girls value, the girls in X will be 2/5 of this 1500, which is basically 600, and it will be 1/5 of Y, that is 2000, so that is 400. So simply add these two numbers, you get the total number of girls, that is 1000. Asim purchased 9,000 oranges at rupees 6. He later realized that 40% of them are spoiled. So whenever you have these kind of question, it's always better to deal with the SP rather than working with the profit loss directly. There is a lot of mistakes that happen if you try to adjust the profit and loss directly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work with the CP and SP itself. So we know that Asim has purchased 9,000 in rupees 6 each. So the total CP, so this is the total CP is 54,000 for this person, right? He sold the remaining apples. Okay, 40% are spoiled. I have that in mind. Let me read the rest of it. He sold the remaining apples and managed to make a profit of 25% on the whole. So if he manages to make a 25% profit, so the total SP must be 54,000 into 1.25, because there's a 25% profit involved, right? Now we are just looking for the selling price of each apple. Now, since 40% of the 9,000 are spoiled, so we have managed to sell. So the quantity that he sells, that is 60% of this 9,000, right? Which is nothing but 5,400. So he's selling 5,400 at this total SP. So SP of each apple should be this entire thing divided by 5,400. So just I think you can see this. This is 10 into 1.25 or 12.5 bucks. So that's the answer for this question. Hopefully you like the solutions we provided for these questions. And if you did like it, do not forget to like the video and share, subscribe, and comment. And if you plan to prepare with us in a structured manner, then do check the courses in our website. We strongly believe in providing flexibility and convenience to students as per the requirements. You will have an option to either take a full course or learn exactly what you need to. For instance, if you plan to prepare one-to-one live with mentor, you can book sessions for only doubt clearing or even just for analyzing your mocks. Even for CAT preparation, if you don't need the one-to-one guidance, the mocks, the mock analysis, the workshops, or the GDPI, which are actually included in the comprehensive course, and you just want to train for specific topics of your choice, then simply select a capsule from these numerous options which are available to you. It will cover everything from basics to all variations and applications of the topic under study. Take a trial or book a demo with us and select the course which best suits your needs. Thank you for joining in and have a pleasant preparation ahead.